If you feel like people keep taking you for granted, it's not just bad luck, it's what you're allowing. In this video, I'm going to show you 11 behaviors you're doing right now that make people undervalue you. These are things you might not even realize you're doing, but they're slowly eroding the respect and appreciation you deserve. The truth is, you teach people how to treat you. So if you're ready to stop being overlooked and start commanding the respect you're worth, keep watching. Let's dive in. 1. You never say no. If you always say yes, don't be surprised when people assume you're available 24/7. Your willingness to always agree sends a message that your time and energy are endless, even when they're not. People won't stop asking until you stop agreeing. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you're not just overextending yourself. You're teaching others that your boundaries don't matter. They'll exploit that. It's not because they're malicious, but because you've shown them they can. If you're always available, people stop appreciating your presence because it's no longer a choice. It's an expectation. Start valuing your own time. Practice saying, "I can't do that right now," or "I need to prioritize other things." You'll notice that the respect you demand from yourself will ripple outward, and others will follow suit. 2. You apologize for everything. Stop apologizing for existing. When you apologize excessively, you're signaling that your presence is inconvenient, even when it's not. People pick up on this and start treating you like a doormat because you've painted yourself as one. It's not about refusing to take accountability when you're wrong. It's about not apologizing for things that don't require it. Every time you say "I'm sorry" for something trivial, like speaking up in a meeting or taking up space in a conversation, you're training others to see you as less confident and less valuable. Replace unnecessary apologies with gratitude. Instead of "sorry I'm late," say "thank you for waiting." You're not an inconvenience, and it's time to stop acting like one. 3. You overextend yourself. Being helpful is one thing, being a martyr is another. If you're constantly bending over backward for others, they'll start to assume that's just who you are, a person whose needs come last. When you're always the one picking up the slack, people won't see your effort as special. They'll see it as standard. You think you're being dependable, but in reality, you're devaluing yourself. The more you give without limits, the more others will take without thought. Start prioritizing your own well-being. It's not selfish, it's necessary. Let others handle their responsibilities. The more you prioritize yourself, the more others will see you as someone whose time and energy are worth respecting. 4. You downplay your achievements. You think you're being modest, but you're actually erasing yourself. When you deflect praise or minimize your accomplishments, you're teaching people that what you do isn't worth celebrating. Over time, they'll stop noticing altogether. If you're constantly brushing off compliments with phrases like "it's not a big deal," you're signaling that your hard work doesn't matter. People will believe you. And the worst part? You'll start believing it too. Own your successes. When someone acknowledges your effort, accept it with gratitude. Say, "Thank you, I'm proud of how it turned out." Confidence in your achievements doesn't make you arrogant, it makes you visible. 5. You're too available. If you drop everything the moment someone calls, you're teaching them that your time isn't valuable. Constant availability doesn't make you reliable, it makes you predictable. And predictability breeds complacency. People value what they have to earn. If you're always ready to meet their needs, they'll stop appreciating the effort. They'll take it for granted because to them, it's no longer a choice. It's an expectation. Create boundaries. Don't answer every call or text immediately. Let people realize that your time is limited and precious. The less accessible you are, the more people will value the moments you give them. 6. You avoid expressing your needs. If you're always putting others first and never voicing what you need, don't be surprised when people assume you don't have any needs at all. You've trained them to see you as someone who exists only to serve. People aren't mind readers. If you're unhappy but never say so, they'll assume everything's fine. Silence doesn't protect peace. It builds resentment, and that resentment will eventually explode, damaging relationships beyond repair. Start advocating for yourself. Speak up when something isn't working for you. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but the respect you'll earn from yourself and others is worth it. 7. You let disrespect slide. Every time you tolerate disrespect, you're teaching people that it's okay to treat you that way. Whether it's a snide comment, an interruption, or outright rudeness, ignoring it only guarantees it will happen again. Respect is earned through boundaries. If someone crosses a line, call them out. Not aggressively, but firmly. Say, I don't appreciate being spoken to like that. It's not about creating conflict, it's about creating standards. The longer you let disrespect go unchallenged, the harder it becomes to reclaim your dignity. Start now. You'll be amazed at how quickly people's behavior changes when they realize you won't tolerate anything less than respect. 8. You fear conflict. Conflict isn't pleasant, but avoiding it at all costs is worse. When you refuse to address issues, you're telling people that your feelings and needs don't matter, and they'll believe you. Avoiding conflict doesn't keep the peace, it destroys it. Problems don't disappear when ignored, they fester, and the longer you wait to address them, the harder it becomes to resolve them. Face conflict head-on, be calm but direct, say, this isn't working for me and we need to talk about it. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Respect isn't given to those who avoid conflict. It's given to those who confront it with courage. 9. You do all the work. If you're the one always initiating plans, solving problems, or carrying the emotional weight of a relationship, you're not being helpful. You're being taken advantage of. Relationships are partnerships, not one-person shows. When you do all the work, you're enabling others to do less. You're teaching them that your effort is a given and theirs is optional. Over time, this imbalance will breed resentment on both sides. Step back, let others contribute. If they don't, it's a clear sign of how much they value you versus how much they value what you do for them. 10. You let them off the hook. When someone lets you down and you brush it off, you're teaching them that accountability isn't required in your relationship. They'll keep breaking promises, missing deadlines, or failing to follow through because there are no consequences. Accountability isn't about punishment, it's about creating mutual respect. When someone doesn't follow through, address it. Say, you said you would handle this and it hasn't been done. What happened? This isn't confrontational, it's a reminder that your time and trust matter. By letting people off the hook repeatedly, you're silently agreeing to their lack of effort. It's time to make it clear. If they want to be part of your life, they need to show up and follow through. 11. You're afraid to walk away. The ultimate way people take you for granted is when they know you'll never leave, no matter how poorly they treat you. If you stay in situations where your needs aren't met or your value isn't recognized, you're giving them permission to keep neglecting you. Fear of walking away stems from insecurity, the belief that you won't find better or that being alone is worse than being mistreated. But staying where you're not valued chips away at your self-worth every single day. It's not loyalty, it's self-sabotage. Walking away isn't easy, but it's often necessary. When you leave situations that don't serve you, you make room for better opportunities and healthier relationships. It's a powerful statement. You value yourself enough to demand better. And that's when people start realizing what they've lost. If you have made it this far, let us know what you think in the comments section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.